Hi, I'm Coach Nicole from SparkPeople.com. In this video, I'll lead you through a short upper body strengthening routine that you can do right from a chair. You'll need a light set of hand weights for this, but if you don't have any weights, you can follow along without weights. And as for your chair, make sure you're using a sturdy chair without wheels. And if it has to have wheels, make sure they're in a locked position. Ideally, your chair will also not have arms because those arms could get in the way of some of our exercises. So to get started, grab your weights and we'll scoot forward to the front end of the chair so we're not slumping back and we're sitting really tall with the abs in tight. Take your weights in each hand, tuck your elbows to the side, the palms are slightly facing the body, press up to a V and then pull down into a W position. Exhale to lift and inhale to lower. Make sure you're sitting tall and keeping your shoulders packed down away from the ears, especially as you reach the arms up. We're going to exhale as we lift and inhale on the way down. And I want you to think about a pulling sensation, pulling the weights down, resisting that weight and gravity. Let's do a few more here before we move on and make sure you're still sitting tall away from that chair back. Two more. Last one here and release it down. We're going to bring the weights into the shoulders and take the elbows really wide. From here, extend the arms out as wide as you can. Curl into the shoulder, extend out again, then we'll reach the weights all the way overhead to touch. Bring it down. We'll exhale, curl and lengthen. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, curl and lengthen. Take a breath, exhale and down. So notice how my elbows aren't locked out here. They've got a slight little bend the whole time, and that's going to help protect that joint as we take those weights far away from the body. Keep breathing steady. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Let's do one more set of that. Exhale and inhale, exhale and inhale. Bring the weights back in, bring your elbows down. Our next exercise, the palms will face in. Continue sitting tall and pull those abs in tight. We'll press the weights forward and then pull them back. Notice how the arms go straight and then they scrape against the sides of the body. Exhaling and inhaling. We're trying to keep it about shoulder or chest height here as you press away. And this one can be challenging with a heavier weight, so set your weight down if you need to. How about four more here? Breathe in tight, sit a little taller, make sure you're not leaning back. Couple more. Inhale, pull, last one, and bring it down. Arm circles are next. Take your weights down, the palms are going to face the body. We're going to circle up, out to the side, and back down, and continue that motion. Now, you can make this circle as big or as small as you need it to be, but I want you to make sure you're not going to hit your weights onto your legs, and that you can see the weights the whole time in your peripheral vision. Two more in this direction. Sit it tall, shoulders down, and now we'll reverse it, circling the other way. Wide and pull it down. Just make sure you're breathing. You can exhale as you're exerting the most effort if that's on the lift for you. We're going to do three more just like this. Control that weight, don't let it fall down. One more time and release. All right, for our next one, we'll bend forward. If you need to make a little more space for your body, take the weights or take the legs out a little wider. Abs are in tight, and we just lean forward, pulling your belly up away from the floor. Weights come down in line with the shoulder. We're going to row straight up and then lower the weight down. Exhaling to lift and inhaling to lower. Now I'm resting my head back down into a neutral position. So your head and neck should be right in line with your spine and your back as straight as possible here. Think about your shoulder blades pinching together and then releasing back out. Three more times. Pull your belly up away from those thighs, engage the abs. All right, our last one, we're going to pull it up and hold, and then extend the arms back and bend. Little tricep extension here. Think about your upper arm gluing to the sides of the torso or the rib cage and your elbows pointing high. As you extend the arm, you exhale, and think about the pinky of your hand reaching to the ceiling behind you. How about four more there? Release the head and neck in line with the spine. Here's two. Keep breathing, last one. I want you to lower the weights, pull the abs in, and slowly sit it back up. Draw the shoulders down and keep sitting tall. Next is a bicep curl exercise. I want you to tuck the elbows into the side, about a 90-degree bend at the elbow. We're going to take one weight at a time. Start here on your left. Cross it over the chest, lower, then alternate. Exhale and lower. So we're just working the biceps a little bit differently than that standard curl this way. And by holding the weight down to the side, you're working that bicep isometrically. It's still working even when the weight's not moving. Draw those shoulders down, and remember to breathe. We exhale to curl and inhale to lower. Let's try a couple more sets there on each side. Good, last repetition here. and release it down. For our next move, we want to make sure we're at the edge of that chair. We're really pulling the abs in tight. Notice I'm not going to slump, but I'm going to lean back toward that chair back with a nice lengthened back. You should feel those abs really engaged here. Your back is straight. From here, we're moving into a chest press variation. It's okay if your upper back touches the chair here. Just try not to lean so much weight into it. So we've got the palms facing each other, the weight's in line with the chest. We're going to press forward, move out to a fly, bring it together, and then bring it back in. So it's a punch, open wide, squeeze with that chest, and pull the elbows back in. Exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, and inhaling. Let's try a few more there. Make sure your back is as straight as possible, even though you're leaning back. We just don't want it to curve, and we don't want to be slumping down into the chair. We want to think about really engaging the muscles throughout the torso and really working that posture a little bit. Keep breathing here. Exhaling to lift. Think about that navel pulling to your spine, and just work through your own range here. Keep that little bit of softness at the elbows. How about one more set? Inhale, exhale, squeeze, bring it in, use the abs, and sit yourself back up. One more exercise, and you'll only need one weight, so set the other one down. I'm going to take a hold of it here in the left hand to start. Your other hand can just rest at your side on the chair on your hip. Keep the abs in, and we're going to bend down to the opposite foot, pull the weight high and overhead. And again, reaching down and exhaling to lift. I'm working through that core a little bit. I want you to think about engaging it, pulling the belly in tight, leading with the elbow, then bending down. Exhaling up and release. And you can work through your own range here. If you can't reach all the way to the floor or toward your foot, that's okay. Just go down as far as you can. Same with the reach overhead. One more time. Bend the elbow, release the weight, and switch sides. Hand to the thigh or the chair, getting ready to reach for that opposite foot. Sit it tall, abs in, reach it forward on your inhale, elbow drives high on the exhale as you lift that weight. Think about those muscles wrapping around the torso, really working here. Don't be passive about it. We want to try to engage as many muscles as we can on every exercise. So really be aware of it. That shoulder's relaxed down, the belly's pulled in tight. You're reaching, getting a little bit of twist through that waist. 2 more times. Exhale up, 1 more. Exhale, lift, bend the elbow, and release it. You can set that weight down. We'll do a couple quick stretches right here from your seat. Let's take a deep breath in, lengthen as tall as you can. See if you can lace those fingers overhead. And from here, we're going to round that spine, so toward your chair back a little bit. And then lengthen a little taller again. Take a breath in, arch the back slightly. Exhale, pull the belly in and round, tuck your chin. Inhale all the way back up, slight arch in the back, then come back to a neutral back. Bring your elbows down to the side and squeeze them back behind you. This is a great stretch when you sit a lot, especially doing computer work. Shoulders down, chest opening nice and wide. Take a couple breaths there. And exhale. Good. From here, we're going to stretch the triceps. So I just want you to reach overhead and grab a hold of that elbow. Think about your fingertips reaching down your back as you sit as tall as possible. And remember to breathe. Go ahead, switch sides. Fingertips reaching down the spine as you support the elbow. Try not to round the back, really widen through that chest. And circle those arms all the way back down, draw the shoulders back, and you're already finished with your upper body strengthening routine. For more fitness ideas, visit sparkpeople.com.